Ciao Milanisti, welcome back, and we've got another controversial Spezia game to talk about. As per usual, these are our bogey sides right now we're playing. I'm happy once we got the Spezia games out of the way. I think going forward, I'm going to be dreading these games more than anything. Probably Udinese's up there as well. But when we come away with a victory, I'm really happy. They're probably easier. They're easier games than playing like teams like Roma and Lazio these days. Like another one to add to the locker of controversial games or games where you're left on the edge of your seat to the 90th minute and we might score a winner or they might score a winner. Crazy, absolutely crazy. It's a lot to talk about really with the Spezia game. Incredible goals from both sides. Disallowed goals as well. Performances as a mixed bag as well. Do you want to get into a bit of that? But the first half versus the second half. Wanted to quickly talk about Salzburg. The game midweek, through to the knockout round. Really, really happy. I think we set ourselves probably as fans collectively a target for Milan to get through the group stage, knowing that we were going to be in pot one. Seeing the group, roll out. It wasn't going to be easy, but it was going to be less difficult than the previous year, and we're through. 2 emphatic 4-0 victories away at Dynamo Zagreb and at home against RB Salzburg. It's just I don't think we can ask much more. Giroud had a 10 out of 10 performance. We'll talk about Giroud shortly. A 10 out of 10 performance. If you haven't seen Bader's video of the breakdown of his thoughts of the Salzburg game, I'll give that a watch. Once again, I think he's collectively spot on with all his opinions. Especially want to back his opinion about the centre midfielder. Getting that option when Benasser and Tonali is not there, someone a bit more calming of a presence and potentially someone we might sign in January. 100% agree with that. So if you haven't watched that video, really good. After watching this video, obviously. Let's talk about the Spezia game. A lot to cover, really a lot to cover. I think I'll start with just breaking down the game from first half to second half. Started it really well. Creating lots of opportunities, hitting the crossbar twice. Krunic had a shot blocked off the line. There's a few shots off target as well. Really taking it to them to get that first goal. We eventually did. Teo Hernandez with the ball in the back of the net from an excellent through ball from Benasser, which was his first assist of the season, which is quite surprising. Teo's on his second goal as well. And then it goes to VAR. And, I don't like the referee from last night, Fabri. I don't like him at all. Previous games have been quite a lot of controversy about it. I think he's one of those refs that likes to have all the attention on him, brandish yellow cards and make it all about him, when referees, in my opinion, should complement a game of football. Let it flow, not try to make it all about them. And I think he's one of them. But at the same time, he let the goal stand. His linesman let the goal stand. Then it goes to VAR for a 4 to 5 minute check. This is embarrassing because I want Italian football to be, the best. If it's quality, if it's refereeing quality as well. And it's moments like these where it puts it a bit in the mud. Because it's like, how can you have a 4 to 5 minute check without even him going to the camera? Imagine if he went to the camera as well. We're looking at a fucking 6 to 7 minute check. It would have been crazy. But it obviously, not even luckily, he was onside. It's either offside or onside. If you're checking for 4 to 5 minutes and and it was given as onside to begin with, then it should stay as onside. I'm sorry, but there's no other way around that. Are you looking for a mistake? Are you trying to invent a mistake? I don't understand it. It's just really poor from the VAR team. Not to kind of go at Fabri for this one. He probably should have called it a little bit sooner, but he can't because VAR have to finish the check. There's a VAR team there complete shambolic on decision there, but obviously still giving us a goal. We move on. Still creating a few more chances. Should have been really going into that second half 2, 3-0 up, but we didn't. Not because of, I think, poor finishing. I just think a bit of luck. I can't look at any of the opportunities we had in the first half and thought, he really should have buried that. No, clearances off the line, hit the crossbar, a few shots off target, which might have been, seemingly difficult to take. Diaz as well with a header. Keeper does quite well with a save of the legs. I can't look at any of the opportunities and go, we really should have scored that. Like Rafa should have scored against Torino. I can't. We go into the second half. And I'm thinking, because the previous games, Zagreb, Salzburg, we go into those games at half-time 1-0 up. We're going to steam train this one, steamroll this one. Second half, up it, get those goals, not let them get back into this game, but we didn't. We let them get back into the game, half chance by half chance. a couple of free headers, and then Daniel Maldini pops up with an incredible finish. Incredible finish. A bit of confusion from Kalulu and Macias with the marking out on the right side at the edge of the box. And Maldini just finds it and instinctively just whips that ball round. And Pata doesn't have a chance. It goes round a few bodies. Incredible technique, incredible finish, I think. And I'm really happy for the kid. You know, some people might think, you know, a player on loan scoring a goal against us, it might be a bad... I don't think it's a bad look. I'm happy because the kid has come to San Siro and stamped his, you know, his flag in the ground to say, you know what, I've still got some value here. And it's good because you're going out to teams like Spezia, getting that experience, getting that, you know, getting those chances, getting those goals. Same could be said for Lorenzo Colombo as well, who's getting goals against Udinese and Napoli. So, like, I'm happy that our Primavera players are going out on loan and doing very well. Like, the same for Pobega when he was doing, you know, for Spezia or Torino as well. So it's good because it increases their profile to potentially come back to this squad or maybe add some resale value. But yeah, like, really good, really happy for Daniel Maldini for that goal. But obviously in the moment it's 1-1 and panic stations, 30 minutes left in the game. It was like 25 minutes left in the game. Really had to kick on. And we created a few opportunities. And obviously led to the Sandro Tonali wonder goal, which got disallowed. If I was to be very, very honest, it's probably should have been disallowed. It was a very soft foul, but in the nature of the game is given. Tomori didn't get the goal. Centre midfield, centre forward for Spezia made a bit of a meal of taking the foul. Yeah, it should have been a foul. But incredible finish nonetheless. You know, he has to get his body around the ball rather than running into the ball and still get that whip around the elevation on the shot. It's a sublime finish, but obviously it's a shame it didn't stand. And then we kick on a little bit more. There's substitutions. Giroud, CDK and Rebic come on for Diaz, Macias and Origi. It wasn't really creating... you know, allowing us to probably create more chances we did in the first half because Spezia started throwing on defenders, time wasting quite a lot. You know, that fiasco with them in like the 83rd minute at the halfway line when a few of them had fallen on the floor from these like pushes and Giroud evidently gets his first yellow, which we'll come on to. You know, typical time wasting. They're fighting for that point. I don't really blame that from them, but it's the fact that we're letting it get to that point, 1-1 on the 80th or so minute, that they're going to do that. You know, if we're 2-0, 3-0 up more convincingly before that, then this doesn't happen. So we really need to work on that. And I think that's where Pioli's saying that he's not happy with the victory nonetheless, because we still need to work on killing off games much sooner, especially games in San Siro, which we should be dominating. But then we go into the 88th minute, 89th minute. Commotion in midfield. Kalulu wins the ball back. Sandro as well hustles and bustles to get that ball back. And his peripheral vision spots Giroud, making that run off the back of that last defender. The ball is exceptional. The finish is even better. You know, most professional footballers would be proud of that goal anyway, let alone a 35-year-old centre forward. Like, it's I've used sublime, I've used incredible, I've used amazing, I've used emphatic. Like, I can't use any other more words to describe the technique behind that goal. Amazing. Yeah, and obviously scenes where, you know, I was in Milan Club London watching the game, incredible scenes there as well. Giroud takes his top off, celebrate. I don't blame him for that. You know, maybe should have been a bit more aware of the situation. He was on a yellow card already. To be honest, in the moment, scoring a goal like that, head goes. Like, you know, last season it was quite ironic that Diaz scored the winner away from home against Spezia, and Calabria, while Diaz was trying to pull his shirt off to celebrate the winner, Calabria pulled it down, so maybe we needed Calabria in the game last night to pull down Giroud's shirt as he attempted to celebrate. But yeah, anyway, he gets sent off and we see out the rest of the game. We won't have Giroud available for Cremonese, which is kind of annoying because he's, you know, that's 3 goals in 2 games for his current form, a couple of assists as well. He's in a rich vein of form. So Origi's really going to have to step in and get some goals against potentially against Cremonese and get us this victory to see us out into the Fiorentina game. So yeah, the overall performance, you know, you take the win. I take the win because games are just going to be tight, and we're in a points business right now where I don't really care how they come, but just give me the 3 points. And we come away with these Teo Hernandez as well, which came back to me. Teo is going to be out of the Cremonese game as well, so hopefully Ballatore doesn't. Alright, let's not talk about that. Anyway, so let's just get the points, we'll start racking them up. So yeah, incredible goals as well. You know, Maldini, Tonali Sissalao goal, Giroud's goal. These are candidates for like goals of the season in Serie A, all in one game. So we were spoiled with the quality of goals last night. So anyway, that's enough about Spezia. Just happy to get the win. I will quickly talk about contracts, and just obviously I'm keeping my mind and very open to the Arfioliao and Benacer contract extensions, if they happen or not. You know, I think I made a video about an awareness of their contracts expiring in 2024. I made this around probably this time last year, I think. So this is something that's not been new to me, and I've always wanted to talk about it. I said at the time that we needed to extend Rafa, Benacer, Theo Hernandez at the time, and I think it was Krunic, the 2024 expiration players. We've gotten Krunic done for a further year. Theo Hernandez has got done February, March last year as well, and we're still left with these two. I've got my opinions heavily on this, and if you speak to me on a day-to-day basis, I'll let you know what I think about the whole situation here on both of those players. I'm just conscious that we are in the thick of games right now, and I will talk about that once the World Cup resumes, because I obviously need a bit of material to talk about then. I will cover those contract renewals then and give you my opinions on the state of play. So I don't want you to think that I'm just ignoring it. I will get onto that. I will quickly just talk about Stefano Pioli's contract extension. Well deserved, completely well deserved. And you know, some people might have thought at the timing of it that you know, giving it after a Torino loss, before a Salzburg game, negative fans might think, well, hold on, why are we giving him that contract extension when he hasn't proven that he's got us through to knockout round and we just got beat by Torino? I'm sorry, but, and this is what's happened, you need to look at it as an optimist. What it did was give this team the boost in confidence to go into that Salzburg game, because the manager is further backing by the club, and obviously we come away with a massive victory there. And I think, you know, with Pioli, I don't want to go into this because, you know, it's all an opinion. Is Pioli the coach for the long run? Probably not. Probably not. You know, if an opportunity comes up to get a top tier coach in the future, but I also think that that's a decision that comes alongside financial backing from the club as well. You know, we wouldn't bring in, let's say, like Carlo Ancelotti, we wouldn't bring him back if we still had to spend what we spend now. Ancelotti just wouldn't go with that. So Pioli right now is the best coach we can have right now that fits this project that we're living in right now. Like, you know, the spend, the ideology, how we play football, how he grows youngsters, how we, you know, the heart as well, which cannot be forgotten about. The heart of this side is probably bigger than most clubs around football. You see it in the side, you see it in this sort of firecracker mentality, as Bader said, that is a typical Stefano Pioli side. You know, in a moment we can just go hell for leather and you don't know who's attacking you from what position. It defines Stefano Pioli's football. It's for me unpredictable. It constantly develops, and it just gives me a massive amount of pride when I watch this Milan side. And I'm really happy that he got his contract extension, fully deserved, and we move forward with him as a coach. And I'm just hoping financially we can just improve. We need to improve financially on contracts and player signings, but to really give him the squad he deserves and really kick on in different levels, you know, whether it's dominating Serie A or kicking on in the Champions League. But story for another day. But anyway, I've covered everything I want to talk about this week. Cremonese's a midweek, Fiorentina next weekend, and we're going to the World Cup break and have some time off to mentally relax. Give your heart a little rest as well, because I can't keep dealing with games like Spezia as well. So until then, we'll chat next week. Forza Milan.